Before the first ships sailed, before the continents drifted into their present shapes, there existed another world beneath the waves. A world not ruled by gentle whales or curious dolphins, but by giants, killers, beasts whose names time itself has tried to bury. You've heard of Megalodon, the colossal shark that terrorized ancient oceans. But what if I told you Megalodon was just one of many monsters? What if I told you there were creatures even more terrifying, more alien, and more deadly? These are the top 10 prehistoric sea monsters, deadlier than Megalodon. Let's dive into the abyss, if you dare. Number 10, Basilosaurus. It slithered through the oceans not like a whale, but like a serpent from ancient nightmares. Basilosaurus was no gentle giant. It was over 60 feet long, with a body shaped more like a snake than a modern whale. Its jaw held razor-sharp teeth, and its diet wasn't plankton, it was meat. Dolphins, smaller whales, whatever dared cross its path. Fossil records found in the United States and Egypt reveal bite marks on prey, evidence of brutal kills. This wasn't the slow, song-singing mammal we know today. This was a hunter, a relic of chaos, living in the late Eocene, around 40 to 34 million years ago. Imagine looking over the side of your boat and seeing a long, eel-like form glide beneath the surface, silently waiting. Number 9, Camaracaras. Now go back, way back, not millions, but hundreds of millions of years, into the Ordovician period, around 470 million years ago. In these strange alien waters swam a creature unlike anything in today's seas, Camaracaras. Picture a giant squid with a massive bullet-shaped shell stretching up to 30 feet long. It moved slowly, silently, and then strike. Tentacles lashed out, gripping prey in an instant, pulling it toward a razor-sharp beak that crushed bone and armor alike. It was the apex predator of its time, feasting on trilobites, early fish, and anything unfortunate enough to cross its path. Camaracaras didn't chase, it waited, and when it attacked, there was no escape. Number 8, Livyatan. Now imagine two titans of the sea, Megalodon and Livyatan, crossing paths. Who wins? Livyatan, named after the biblical Leviathan, was a monstrous whale stretching up to 55 feet long. Its teeth were the largest of any known animal, some over a foot long. Perfect for ripping flesh, perfect for crushing bone. This was no filter-feeding blue whale. This was a predator, a killer. It hunted large prey, including other whales, and it lived around 12 to 13 million years ago, during the Miocene epoch, roaming warm seas that once covered parts of South America, Africa, and the eastern USA. Some fossilized skulls show fractures, leading some scientists to wonder, did Livyatan and Megalodon actually fight? A whale that hunted like an orca, with the strength of a tank and the mind of a killer. Number 7, Shawnosaurus. In the heart of ancient North America, where deserts now sprawl, lay a vast primeval sea, and in that sea swam Shawnosaurus, an ichthyosaur so massive it rivaled a modern submarine. This gentle-looking giant reached lengths of over 69 feet, gliding through the waters like a torpedo. But it wasn't built for speed. It was built for consumption, swallowing fish, squid, and smaller reptiles whole. Its enormous size gave it protection, but also made it a colossus in a world of hunters. Shawnosaurus lived during the late Triassic period, about 215 million years ago, and its fossils have been found buried beneath modern-day Nevada, a desert today, but once a killing ground for giants of the deep. Number 6. Dacosaurus. With a name that sounds like it belongs in a horror film, Dacosaurus was a sea monster that truly lived up to the title. It had a crocodile-like snout, but it wasn't just some primitive swimmer. It was a marine reptile built for ambush and destruction. Growing up to 20 feet long, its skull was compact but strong, filled with jagged, serrated teeth, designed to grip and tear. Unlike its slow-moving land cousins, Dacosaurus was agile, stealthy, and terrifyingly effective. It stalked the seas around 157 to 145 million years ago in the late Jurassic, lurking in the shadows of what is now Europe and possibly North America. Fossils suggest it hunted like a modern-day great white shark, using surprise to overwhelm prey before dragging it into the depths. It didn't just swim in the oceans, it ruled them. Number 5. Thalattoarchon. Before the age of the great dinosaurs began, the oceans belonged to something else. A shadow beneath the surface. A killer without equal. Thalattoarchon. It lived around 244 million years ago, during the Middle Triassic, at a time when marine life was rebuilding after Earth's worst mass extinction. Stretching nearly 28 feet, it was one of the earliest apex predators in ocean history. But it didn't just eat fish. It hunted other marine reptiles its own size. Its teeth weren't made for holding. They were made for slicing like serrated knives. Some believe this was one of the first creatures to truly dominate the open sea. Its fossil was found in what's now Nevada, but its legacy haunts ancient currents. What if something like it still exists, hiding in the unexplored corners of the ocean? Number 4. Tusiteuthis. It didn't roar. It didn't chase. It waited in the dark. Tusiteuthis, an ancient squid from the late Cretaceous, about 85 to 70 million years ago, was a predator without mercy, up to 30 feet long, with hooked tentacles and a razor-sharp beak. It wasn't built for speed. It was built for the perfect ambush. Camouflaged in black waters, it would strike in silence, dragging prey into the deep, crushing them with terrifying force. No full fossil has ever been found, only its beak and traces of ink, like a warning left behind. Predator so elusive, it's almost as if it was never meant to be seen. Almost. Number 3. Sarcosuchus. It looked like a crocodile, but it was no ordinary reptile. It was Sarcosuchus, the super croc. This armored beast lived around 112 million years ago, during the early Cretaceous, and made the rivers of prehistoric Africa and South America its hunting grounds. It grew up to 40 feet long, weighed nearly 8 tons, and had a jaw that could crush a dinosaur. Its snout was lined with over 100 teeth, and evidence suggests it didn't just ambush fish. It went after dinosaurs who dared to drink near the riverbanks. Even today's Nile crocodile would seem small beside it. Imagine, just for a second, if such a predator was still out there, hidden in some forgotten jungle stream. Number 2. Tylosaurus. Tylosaurus wasn't just a predator. It was a torpedo with teeth. This mosasaur lived around 85 to 65 million years ago, ruling the western interior seaway that once split North America in two. Up to 50 feet long, this marine lizard had a sleek, muscular body and powerful flippers. But its greatest weapon was its aggression. It didn't just eat fish. It devoured sharks, birds, and even other mosasaurs. Fossil evidence shows it was a relentless hunter, striking with terrifying speed from below or behind. If it ever re-emerged from the depths, it wouldn't be a question of survival. It would be a massacre. Number 1. Mosasaurus, seen in Hollywood films. But even cinema can't capture its true terror. Mosasaurus lived around 82 to 66 million years ago, just before the asteroid that ended the age of dinosaurs. It was an oceanic juggernaut, up to 60 feet long with a skull over 5 feet, jaws filled with conical crushing teeth, and a double-hinged jaw that could swallow prey whole. Its body was built like a torpedo. Its power was unmatched. Its prey? Almost anything that moved beneath the waves. Mosasaurus fossils have been found across Europe, Africa, and North America, even in Kansas. Proof that this monster once ruled every ocean, but the ocean still holds its secrets. What if one survived? Unseen, unheard, waiting in the silence of the deep. We've reached the edge of what we know. But the ocean doesn't care about human knowledge. It keeps its secrets buried, or moving silently in the dark. If these creatures once ruled the seas, who's to say they're truly gone? The abyss is vast, and down there, extinction might not be the end. It might just be the beginning. If this video stirred your imagination, like, comment, and subscribe, because we're just getting started. And remember, when you stare into the ocean's depths, something might be staring back.